How should you build INT HIT's hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the counterattack in the form of improvement INT HIT. This is the opposite Golden Week TUR to the Kaioken Goku. And in this video, we're going to tell you how to build his hidden potential. So let's go ahead, let's hop on in and take a look at his kit. He is Universe 6, Rapid Growth, Accelerated Battle, Category Key 3, HP 200%, and Attack and Defense 170%, plus an additional HP Attack and Defense 50% for characters who are also on tournament participants or super bosses. He is stacking Attack and Defense infinitely with a 50% chance of stunning. He activates an entrance animation when there are 2 or more tournament participant allies on the turn, or Universe 6 allies on the team. So either one works. It does count himself and the friend, so you could have only those and still activate it. It gives him a chance of evading enemies' attacks 20% and defense 160%, and launch an additional super attack for 6 turns. He gets key 2, attack defense 200%, high chance of performing a critical hit, high chance of avoiding enemies' attack, additional super attack with 70% chance, and when attacking with 12 or more key, he gets an additional attack 100 and defense 100%. For every attack performed within the turn, he gets attack 60%, and for every attack evaded, he gets defense 60% and chance of evading enemies' attack 6% within the turn. Every time he performs 3 or more super attacks in battle, he drops the enemy's attack defense by 30%, seals them, and interrupts their attack or action cancel, basically. And then he also gets attacks guaranteed to hit as long as the enemy is below 60% HP, attack down, defense down, stun, or sealed, as well as getting an additional attack 60%. Now, after 6 attacks or 3 evasions, he can then improve. This improvement now greatly raises his attack defense infinitely and gives him key 3, attack defense 260% with a great chance of performing a critical hit. He also gets a great chance of evading enemies' attack, launches an additional super attack, and launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. He has attack guaranteed to hit, and enemies' attack permanently attack defense down 30%. As well, he seals the enemy's super attack through his passive always. So very nice. You can both seal and stun. He also gets attack and defense 160% with 12 or more key, and gets an action cancel. He's got a whole lot going on here, keeping the enemy locked down. Now, for every attack performed, he builds 66% within the turn, and this builds up quick, right? We're talking a character who can easily, in festival battles, by midway through, be reaching 60-70 millions on his first attack. Like, it builds quick. And for every attack received or evaded, he gets an additional 66% defense and 6% evasion within the turn. So basically starting at 70 and then 6% every evasion, kind of like the UI effect. Very, very nice. He also gets a scouter when all allies are Universe 6, and an additional 16% evasion when from the boss after he super attacks. So very, very nice. He also has an active skill that can be activated 66% or less, or when facing only one enemy, and it's a Ghost Usher ability. So very, very nice, as well as causing ultimate damage. So it actually does damage, and then Ghost Usher is very helpful. So all in all, right, given what he's doing, it seems like he should have a pretty obvious route to go. And it is, but there's a little bit of nuance to what can make him work most effectively for you. So first off, right, we can see that as an int type, he is going to naturally have evasion, right? Meaning if you went full evasion, you could get up to 20% evasion. But since he is a stacker, we are actually going to lead into the combo attack. As an int type, he can get 15 up to 30, but of course we're going to invest our skill orbs, bringing him up to 25, which means a 50% chance, right? So our recommended hidden potential build is max additionals for that extra 50%. That's going to give him a lot of stacks within his passive, right? If we're just looking at the base form here, right, for the first 6 turns, right, that's going to be his base super attack, then his intro then his intro extra attack, right? So that's 2 super attacks right there. And then for his hidden potential, that's 3 super attacks. So pretty, that'll allow him to stack up real quick. Once he transforms, it gets even better, right? Because now he's got this super attack, he's got this super attack, and then his hidden potential, and then he's got one more here, which gives him basically, well, if you're within his entrance passive still when you transform him, he's got one more in him. So he could be potentially doing 4 super attacks in a turn. So that is really, really good. It allows him to stack up really quickly, especially when it's transformed, because that gives him, that's 50% raise, 200% raise per turn if he gets all of them. So you do want to lean heavy in those additionals. For the sub, there's 2 routes to go, right? You may not think he needs the critical hit, but I'm going to explain why there might be an option here. But first, primary, honestly, I would say sub dodge is the way to go, right? As an int type, since he naturally has the 5 dodge into him, by investing what you can into his hidden potential, you can get him up to 11 with your skill orbs up to 21, right? Now, I know that's a lot to ask, dodge and additional hidden potential skill orbs. So, I mean, if you got them, use them, but if not, then just continue with this setup here. Now, you could go the other route here, where you only leave them with the 5 dodge and instead invest in 16 critical hit. Now, that's not a lot, but that is a 32% chance to crit. Now, why would I say do that, right? He already has, a 70% chance to do it here. The problem is because of the active skill. His active skill is actually really, really strong, but the problem is anytime you have a character with an active skill, right, it's hard to risk that, because you only get 1 chance to activate it, and if it doesn't crit, that could cause a lot of problems. So sometimes it's good to have that extra crit if you're worried. I mean, I've had 3 runs already where I didn't get the crit on the active skill and didn't do as much damage as it could have done. So it's an option. I'm not saying it's the best option, but if you're someone who cares about that extra crit damage for, getting things done faster, it could be helpful. It also helps him in base too, for that matter. Especially in fights where you can't attack and defense lower, seal, or stun. It's very, very helpful. But the primary I would recommend is 25 and 21. So, guys, that is it for the video. Real basic for Hit. He's pretty straightforward, much like the Kaioken Goku. If you guys like the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, how did you build your INT Hit? Again, my recommendation is full additionals for that 50% chance, 25 full additionals, and then as much dodge as you can fill into him. For that 21%. But let us know what you did in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.